everyone. So this is straight up nodebots. Thanks for having me in Christchurch, whoever's hometown this is. You guys just opened your new Coffee Supreme cafe, which is like my favorite coffee. And good coffee and JavaScript, what more can you really want from a city, really? Anyway, to start, I'm Sarah. See Sarah on Twitter. As Richie said, the lead front-end engineer at Vend in Auckland. So software is my deal, and JavaScript is my forte within that. I started at Vend when we were really small, like just starting out about just under 3 years ago. We were probably 20 people chatting in a room. And today, we've got 6 offices around the world and about 250 people, with the latest just starting like last Monday, so shout out to them new Vend homies. At Vend, we build software for retailers. Our interfaces, our front-end like architecture, build tools, engineers, our web-based point of sale, and our teams are things that I spend my time on. We use pretty neat, pretty like leading-edge tech and, for lack of a better term, like process, culture, and team stuff. We've got heaps of new stuff coming out this year, which I'm so excited about, so keep an eye out. But let's get straight to the point. You all want to know about robots, that's what we're here for. So you might be thinking, like, what's that got to do with Vend and what I do there? And really, nothing, and that's another of my points. I, like probably all of you, really love programming. And also, like probably all of you, I get to do that as a job, which is extremely awesome. But with jobs, no matter how utterly awesome they are, and I do really love mine, you still kind of get into the grind a little bit, get your blinkers on, begin to focus really on the end product rather than the entire process, and kind of forget the essence of what programming is, which is problem solving, playing with code, experimenting, and just like having fun, throwing it away. So something I found that keeps me loving programming and remembering these things, and in turn, like really developing my craft, is robots. And not just any robots, the best kind, JavaScript robots, or nodebots. So hardware has like really stepped up its game. There's drones everywhere, not really blinging ones like that, but there's drones everywhere, and you can, like, anyone can get them. Well, I guess anyone with $300, but anyone could get them. So the software for the hardware hasn't really kept up in that way, and a really cool advancement in this area is all the JavaScript hardware stuff that's evolving. There are quite a few nodebots libraries out there at the moment, and like various boards and such. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I have had a go with Johnny5.js, which is an open source library from Rick Waldron. I used it for a project of mine dubbed Shoebot, and it's a drink delivery tank nodebot made of an Arduino and a Raspberry Pi. The project and the links are all up on GitHub if you're interested in looking at that further. There's also the Tessel, which runs JavaScript directly on the board, which is cool. They provide heaps of like plug-and-play pieces like sound sensors and cameras, and I had a go at that at a hackspace in London, and it's pretty cool. Like I made this to selfie bot pretty quickly, and my selfie game was really on point, having to like hold the bot and clap at the same time with 2 hands somehow. But most recently, I heard about Cylon.js, and this has got me really excited. This is what I'm playing with at the moment and what I'm going to be talking about today and showing off in the demos. The demos are coming, and I'm really hoping that the demo gods are with me. I've also got to pack quite a lot into 20 minutes, so we'll keep going. And sorry about talking really fast. So yeah, Cylon's open source as well. This is a seriously great project from the Hybrid group, and you can use it to control a bunch of different platforms, like the Arduino and the Tessel, actually. And on top of that, also like existing like robots like the AR drone. So we'll be seeing that later, hopefully. They also have R2 and GoBot for Rubyists and Go enthusiasts among us. And they have a beautiful site with tons of documentation. Plus, if you notice anything missing, you can just send a pull request their way, because their site and their docs are all open source, as well as their code. So speaking of existing robots, I'm going to start by demonstrating Cylon.js controlling the Sphero, which is this little ball robot. And it connects via Bluetooth, so I'm hoping that it works. To use Cylon, you just install the Cylon module, and then you install the module for whatever platform you're wanting to try, which is great, because, you know, small modules, and you only want what you actually want, not everything. So here's our first Cylon program. So I'll go through it first before we demo. You require Cylon at the top, normal, and then you create a robot with your connections and devices. So the Sphero connects via the Bluetooth port specified there. And the interesting stuff comes in the work function, where Cylon actually gives you quite a few helper methods to like make your robot code read more, like nicer. And that is a wrapper for set interval. So every 1 second, you set RGB to a random value. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the placeholder for the demo. Let's try this. It's on. There we go. Oh yeah, so while that's connecting, the Sphero site looks like this. So there's a bunch of platforms, and then once you go in, that's the device docs, and then down the bottom you'll see what drivers are available. So that's got the stuff for the API when you're in the work function. Bluetooth, has that connected? Yes. So we were showing color. Pretty simple, and it shouldn't move around. It should just flash a different color every 1 second. There we go. So I've got some bigger screen videos for later, but that's just one. And tips for like the Sphero when it randomly doesn't work is like you should put it on a hard flat surface, so I'll do that later. And oh yeah, shit, sorry. Gosh, there's too many factors. We should probably go over the tips once I've done the keyboard stuff. So this is another module that the Cylon guys have created for keyboard stuff. And a basic keyboard program would look like this. So again, you get past the my variable inside your work function, and you can access all your devices within there. So that's not very interesting until you use it together with the Sphero. So this is a more exciting demo. So for some reason, you've got to cross it off and then get it back. Come on. And instead of the keyboard, you can also use, the keyboard's a little bit boring, so you can also use things like the Makey, which I've made a Play-Doh keyboard out of before, which is cool. I kind of needed 2 laptops. Okay, has it got there? Yes, there we go. So I'm putting it down here and hoping that it doesn't roll off the stage. So I haven't set up the Makey here. Oh, well, that's not working, is it? Oh yeah, there we go. So it should be a different color for different directions. So that's just me controlling it via the keyboard, which is pretty, random logs. So yeah, the tips were I keep encountering like debugging scenarios where you've changed like a little piece of code and it doesn't make sense that it doesn't work anymore. And it's usually because I've got the Sphero like on the bed or something and it's not really able to move around. So hard flat surfaces. Another thing is batteries, and that really hit me this morning. I couldn't really work out what was wrong with the Sphero, and ended up it just needed to sit on the charger for a while. So a big thing with hardware compared to software is like your fourth trial might not work because you have no battery left rather than it being your code. So there's definitely more factors to think about with software, hardware rather than software. Okay, cool. So we got through these ones. Another cool thing that you can use Cylon for is the leap motion. And it's a rad device that kind of detects your hand moving over it. This is a program to change the color of the sphero depending on what hand is over the leap motion. So it's pretty simple. You get a whole lot more data about the hand from the leap motion, but I just kept it pretty basic because just to work with the sphero and it together. So let's get that one going. So we have to connect it again. Bluetooth is a little bit annoying like that, whereas the leap motion just connects directly, so it's always connected. Come on. There we go. Okay. So we're starting off with pretty simple programs, and then we'll get into some cool combination stuff. So that connected. Leap Sphero bot. Oh wait, this is the one that I actually ran the one that moves it depending on your hand movement. So I actually put it down here. So kind of just, oh, there's a bump there, but it moves around depending on how you move your hand over the leap motion. And then the one that I actually wanted to demo is called Darn, that's really annoying. Anyway, okay, well, we might come back to that one. But moving the sphere around and making it change color depending on the leap motion and with JavaScript, remember, is really awesome. But I got really interested in audio stuff when looking at what the mobile app does by default, which is like, so makes it kind of move to the music and stuff. So I was keen to make the Sphero dance. And luckily, Cylon already has an audio module. They've actually got so much, so usually what you're looking for is there already. And it's super easy. You just install Cylon Audio, and then it just works for you. This is the basic code to play a song. So you just use the audio connection and audio driver and play it through the API. Now this one's just for a bit of fun, but when I was looking for the audio one, I also found that there's a speech module, so you can make your robots talk as well. And that's via the eSpeak utility on your console. So you have to install the Cylon module, Cylon Speech, and also install eSpeak on your command line, but it's all available through Brew if you're using Mac. So that's a backup video in case this demo doesn't work, but you might as well get it in real life. So this is going to be a program using the audio module, the speech module, and the Sphero module that we were just talking about. So I didn't really show this before, but you could add multiple connections and multiple devices, and then the only bit you really need to add on is that you need to specify the connection that it relates to. This is a cool part, and also was present in the keyboard control one, where you can calibrate the Sphero and make the blue light shine pretty bright so you know where the back is. So that was good when using the keyboard for it. So it's a pretty silly program really, but Hopefully it's connected. Not connected. Bluetooth, eh? I forgot to hook up to the speakers, so hopefully this is loud enough. Now, let's see.
Getting ready. About to start boogieing woo woo.
So it's pretty silly dance, really, but I found it pretty fun. And
I've been drinking.
so we'll stop it there. Some Beyonce moves by the Sphero. But with the Beyonce moves, I kind of had to figure out how I wanted the Sphero to move in relation to the song myself, and kind of like came up with a routine for it, and used the role commands and stuff like that to create like dance moves, which is all really hard coded, and I don't really, as a programmer, want to hard code every song. I'm keen to like see if we can use the data from the music to create some kind of, you know how people do visualization, so it's basically a visualization in dance form by this robot. So we don't need the video anymore because, oh, yep. So I knew about this, the Web Audio API, so we're not going to talk about that here today, but basically it's like that audio element that you can, there's hooks into analyzing the data that is playing through it. So I'm like, how can I use this and Cylon as well? And I can actually use Cylon in the browser, which means I have access to the Web Audio API, which is awesome. So they've got like a cool example project that they've made, so I just tried that out. However, I soon realized that only some modules are supported by the browser, the ones with like direct connections like the Leap Motion. Since the port for the Sphero is Bluetooth, it's not going to be available to the browser. They had an answer for me there as well, and I changed it to the more serious Chrome logo because this is a serious web app. You can make a Chrome app, and that way you've got access to the modules that have Bluetooth ports and stuff like the Sphero. So I'd never used the Web Audio API before or built a Chrome app, so the robot stuff's teaching me more than just hardware, which is cool. So this is a demo of the BoogieBot, which is probably my favorite. Come on, Bluetooth. So to build the Chrome app, I just used the example project, which is just using a basic make, and you can load in your local file system into the Chrome extension stuff here. So ignore those warnings. But basically, I just needed to like add Cylon Sphero, Leap Motion, and Sphero Leap into one file, which is included here. I've just got the audio element, and I can launch it through Chrome here. Cool. So this is using the Web Audio API like analyzer node to grab like the frequency byte data of the song that's playing through the element, and then I'm going to use that data to change the color of the Sphero. So Let's try it. So that's dancing to Beyonce again, but it's all using the data from the audio element. And I use the leap motion to change the song. Okay. Yeah, to prove it, stopped when I stopped. And then it keeps going. As soon as there's music, it just can't help itself. Cool. So that was BoogieBot. We don't need to see this depressing video of the Sphero in my hotel room if the demo didn't work. So the Pebble Watch is another awesome module that Cylon guys have done. We're running out of time though, so I'm not going to do a demo of this. But tomorrow at the nodebots hackspace thing, I'll bring everything in and you guys can have a go with that if you want. So now it's drone time. I'm nervous about this one. They have a, oh yeah, I can't decide whether I like the BoogieBot or the drone better, but everyone seems to love the drone, especially because it's blinged out. So actually I'll use this flat surface. I have charged the battery, so I don't know what else could go wrong. I think, keep it facing that way. Okay. It's on. Oh. Okay, so just because Beyonce got featured, I had to add some Drake too, and wherever I hear the word was. Yeah, reminder, batteries. Whenever with hardware, check the batteries first. Okay, so is that, yeah. So we'll do a basic drone example first. Where is my drone? Oh yeah, I added colors to my console output as well, just for fun, because they look cool. So an interesting thing with the drone is that it has two drivers available to it. So the AR drone driver and then the AR drone nav driver. The top one's for like flight and stuff, and then the nav one is just for like events and data and stuff. So I use this for battery statistics to log to my console, which is awesome because I can clearly see when it goes below like 20%, I think, it just doesn't take off. It looks like it's on. The lights stay on, but it just doesn't take off. Another interesting thing I found, which is a tip, make sure you call stop before takeoff, because otherwise some like movement variables might be switched on from last time, and then you take it off and it goes haywire. We don't want that when there's eyeballs around. So I've called stop and then takeoff, which means all the movement stuff is set to like 0, and then you take off and it just goes straight up. Hover and stop are actually hover is just a wrapper around stop, but it sounds better to tell your drone to stop, take off, and hover, rather than stop, take off, and stop, and it's not actually stopped, it's just like hovering around. All this is going to do is go up and down, because yeah, we'll start small with a large audience. Oh yeah, okay, so let's find it connects via Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is notoriously bad at these things. So it is on, and it's green. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Ooh. Actually, just for peace of mind, does somebody want to just stand here? Or maybe one of you? And if it does, well, it shouldn't, it won't, but an emergency stop is just to grab it on the bottom and turn it upside down. Yeah. Okay. The anticipation is, okay. I'm just going to try it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Oh. It always like veers to the right or left, but here we go. And now it's landing. Woo! And we've still got a bit of demo life because it's at 76%. But look how much battery it loses. It's crazy. It just was like hovering. Okay, cool. So I'll use this because I'll better say the right thing. So they've also got a module that adds OpenCV support, which is like an open source computer vision library, which is super awesome. And there's a few installation steps. So I had a bit of trouble with this, but I think if you just do it via brew for the most part, then you get it working. Other than that, you just need the module. And okay, these are my backup vids, but it doesn't seem like we need them. We've got like this extra floor at Vend at the moment. It's all empty, so we just use it for drone flying and chilling out. Okay, let's try this one. So I should actually show some of the code. It uses both the AR drone drivers, again, like I said before, just mainly for the battery thing, but you can do so much more with it. And then it adds the OpenCV connection, and we've called the device window, which uses the window driver. There's a lot of good docs for all of this stuff on Cylon as well. So the drone has a method called getPNG stream, and from that I use the window to show the image, which is read into OpenCV. Yeah. So let's go. And then open. The window won't open. Oh, what did I do? Anyway, we'll land soon. There we go. Okay, so something happened here. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What did I need to do? It should just go. But so it's still connected. I think, yeah, anyway, we'll see it. We'll try it again. Oh, whoops. Okay. Another tip is always put the foam thingy on. Otherwise that could happen. But it works really well, like if you tape it up and stuff. Also, I'm like prone to dropping things, and I've still got it alive, so they're not actually that hard to break. Okay. Oh, the video's there. Woohoo! Oh. Here we go. So, just pretend it's flying. Woo. Cool. I'm not sure whether I spread through that or anything, but I totally thought I had heaps more than 20 minutes. Oh. My voice sounds terrible on video. Yeah, so Cylon.js, you could come up with a program that incorporates all of these things, actually, which is really cool. And we can have a go with more stuff tomorrow as well, but it would be cool to like control the drone via a watch and do more like leap motion-y stuff with the drone. But it's pretty fun. And Alex has planned quite cool nodebot stuff for tomorrow if you guys are coming along. And yeah, all this stuff will be available as well. So whether it's robots or something else, I really implore you to just play with code, write something like less serious, and just have fun with it. That's the end, I think.